Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and happy Sunday, April 10th of 2022. Another beautiful day here in Utah. I hope it's beautiful where you are. And I think the fact that you're alive and breathing and watching this means that it's a beautiful day because we are here. We have a chance to make an impact. And I wanted to bring you a really super special message today. And this is about the ability to raise your vibrational energy. I think that we all aspire to that. And we all know the difference we can make in the planet, but there are certain things that you can do and steps you can take to just automatically on a daily basis, and when you need it in certain moments, to have the ability to raise your vibration. So I've written a little list here of some things that I've been doing and things that I know have been super impactful, and I just wanted to share them with you. So at the top of this list is meditate. And we all know this when we are able to sit in stillness, quiet our mind, and literally think about things like, what are we grateful for? What do we have in this moment? And this helps us disconnect from some of the crazy energies that's flowing around the world and helps us bring our energy into a higher state. So that, to me, if you don't have the habit of meditation tucked in yet, start that and find some guided meditation. I've suggested other places. I'm going to put a link below to one of my favorite meditations, and I've shared this one before. This is one I keep going back to. It's on a YouTube channel. It's a total free guided meditation, and I'm telling you, when you take the time to add meditation to your routine, it can raise your spirits and raise your vibrational energy in a really powerful way. And when you do that, you're affecting not just yourself, but you're affecting the people around you too. And it ripples out, not just to the people close, but to your community, your city, your state. And you can even affect more people than you can even imagine just by keeping these high vibrational states. Now, the second thing is do a yoga flow. So if you've never been a yoga person, maybe you don't know what that means. Yoga has movements that flow one into the other, and literally just the movements of your body, like a vinyasa flow. You can also go to YouTube, put in yoga vinyasa flow, and you can pull up videos that you can follow along to get you started, where you can actually experience this. And it might be a little awkward for you at first. It might be uncomfortable. The poses might be completely feel not right for you if this is something that you've never done, but try it, because just this alone can change your vibrational energy into a more positive state. I truly love that one. Now, the third one I have written down here is to smell the roses. Stop and smell the roses. I think we get so caught up in just daily life, paying attention to what's going on in the world, worrying about our finances and worry about our kids, and just maybe staying busy with all the things that we have to do, that we literally forget to look at the beauty all around us. And this just doesn't to say literally stop and smell the roses. That is good too, especially where we are right now with the spring, everything's starting to bloom. But this is in the little things in life. You know, if someone's chatting with you, especially someone that you love, don't be distracted by your technology. Look them in the eye. Listen. This is one thing that you can do to literally be in the moment and stop and smell the roses. Be present. Be present with those you love. Now, the next one I have down here is to tend to your chakras. Now, the main 7 chakras are from the top of your head, which is where your crown chakra is, all the way down to the base of your spine. And this is something that if you have blockages in your chakras, heart block is one of those that is pretty common. If you've had something sad, something traumatic, something anxiety driven, your heart chakra might be closed. Maybe you've had your heart broken. Maybe you've had some sadness, and maybe you've had a death in the family. All of these things can close down our heart chakra. And there are other chakras too that can have blockages in them. So one really simple way that you can do this on your own is I like to actually do this laying down, but you can do this sitting up as well. And just close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and imagine a pillar of light going from the top of your head down to the base of your spine. And just imagine energy flowing in a pillar, a column of light through your entire chakras from your crown to your base. And another nice way to do this, if you are so inclined to have someone help you, which I love, is to find someone who does Reiki or energy work in your area. Just start asking around. I have a girl here in Salt Lake that I go to, and she's lovely. And whenever I feel like it's something I maybe need a little bit of help with, this is what they literally do, is they help you move energy, and they can help you with blocked chakras. Your throat chakra, your third eye. Your third eye is your intuition. Maybe that is blocked. Maybe you haven't been using it enough. Maybe you've been so disconnected from it that you've forgotten that you have an intuition and you have a third eye that's there to guide you. So get those chakras moving, get them unblocked. And if you need help, seek out somebody who does energy work. And like I said, I have a girl here, she's a Reiki master, and Reiki is the movement of energy. That's energy healing. Absolutely amazing and a beautiful way to raise your vibrational energy by opening all of your chakras. To me, that one is so beautiful, and you can literally feel your energy shift when you do that. I always feel so much gratitude after I go see my friend who does this work, because it changes my life. Now, the next one I have down here is to use crystals. And now crystals are rocks, and I've always had this thing for rocks. If I go on vacation somewhere, in fact, I brought some of my favorite rocks here just to show you, because one of my favorite souvenirs, and I'm very careful, I just don't bring a whole bunch of rocks home with me, simply because it's not the smartest thing to do. They usually are heavy. But one of my favorite things to do is to collect a small rock or a pebble from somewhere that I've been. And on my honeymoon, which was 23 years ago, we were in Greece, and we were on an island where there was a marble beach, where there were literally chunks of rocks that were rolling up on the beach. It was this little hideaway off the beaten path that we found, and the chunks of marble were smoothly polished simply from the waves just rolling in. So this is my chunk of marble from this island in Greece. And to me, this is my best souvenir from Greece. It's just this beautiful rock. It sits here. There's a little shelf above my computer where I have a bunch of other rocks and stuff. And this has good energy. It has good memories. It's very grounding. It's just something that I truly, truly love. And this is something that you can do. You can set it around your house. And so I have this little amethyst that is by my bed. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll hold this in my hand when I'm doing a meditation, when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I will sometimes tuck this under my pillow. But this is a healing stone. And I would say start looking into different crystals, because they have very grounding, healing properties. And this is one that lives by my bedside table. And I also have this. This is one I got from a friend, and I wear this on a regular basis. This is very grounding. I mean, look how beautiful that is. So to me, that's easy. That's super easy. And you can literally feel the amazing energy of that. And then I have this one. This is a calcite. This lives by my computer as well. Beautiful energy. Beautiful, beautiful. And then this is really, really cool. So now these two little stones, this one is it looks like a polychrome jasper to me, but my brother found this in a river that's up by his house in Idaho. And he gave this to me last year. And it has meaning because it's not only a beautiful grounding stone, but it was given to me by my brother, because partly too, he knows how much I love rocks. And then this little rock was found by my granddaughter, and it looks like a heart. So she found it, and now it lives in my collection of rocks. So I would say, if you're a person like me who's always kind of dug on rocks, there might be a reason, because these are very grounding. In fact, one of the things I love to do, if I'm watching a movie with my husband, or I'm just sitting meditating, I just love to sit and hold this and feel the grounding energy in these rocks. I mean, these are, maybe you don't dig on rocks like I do, but rocks have always kind of rocked my world. So, that is something that I would suggest looking into, because not just amethyst that's healing. So if you've got some health issues that you're working on constantly, crystals can really help with that. So besides amethyst as a healing stone, so is rose quartz. So I would look into those too, and put one by your bedside. Put one where you are. Put them in your energy field. And I think you'd notice a really beautiful difference. Of course, this one is on the list. Take a walk in nature. I don't need to say much else about that. Immerse yourself in a sound bath. Now, last year, I actually purchased, and I also brought this over. I have a ton of props today. How fun is this? So this is the smallest one, but this is a sound bowl, and I have two others that are bigger and bigger, and these provide just beautiful sound. I mean, we are humans with all of these senses besides the sight, the smell. We've got the auditory, where think about when you put on a really good piece of music and just how that can bring joy to your soul. It can bring balance, it can bring clarity, and it can raise your vibrations, right? In fact, let me just give you a little ding on this. So if you're wondering if I'm going to play this, I'm not. I'm just going to give it a ding. But there's all kinds of beautiful things, especially when I get the three of them going. And I found that I really have to kind of do these on my own, because my husband kind of is like, oh my gosh, that's too loud. So these are something I just do when I'm by myself. I have them in my office now. And sometimes I'll take a couple of minutes and I'll literally just play my sound bowls. And it just raises your vibration. Now you can actually do a sound bath at certain places. So my friend who does the reiki, in the studio where she has her clients come, they have a Himalayan sea salt cave, which is really unique on its own. It's a whole cave that's indoor. It's indoors that they built, and it's all made out of Himalayan sea salt. So the walls, the ceiling, the floors actually have sand, and the seats where you sit, the benches that's all around it, are all made out of Himalayan sea salt. And so they'll have these sessions in there, these sound baths. And they do other things in there as well, like group meditations. But to go into a sound bath where someone is bringing that energy is really, really beautiful. Now you can also go onto YouTube and put recorded sound baths or sound baths. And it's like a bath, B-A-T-H, sound bath. And you can turn on one of those videos and you will get the vibrational energy from just listening to that, which is really, if this is something you've never even heard of, or something maybe you've been wanting to kind of investigate yourself, take a look. This is something that is just one of those tools in your toolbox that can help you raise your vibration, raise your positive energy, and maybe get you out of a funk, get you out of a depression. We all have those moments when we not only feel the heaviness of maybe the negative vibrations that seem to come off the planet, but sometimes we have those days and those moments when we just feel like life is heavy. And if we have these tools to bring ourselves out of this, even if it's a little bit, that you'd be surprised how much these would bring you a lot out of it. Now, I'm actually going to jump ahead and do this one because it goes right along with the sound. But dance. Put on some music. If you feel like you're an awkward dancer, you don't want anyone to see you, one of my favorite things is to put on music and just let it loose and dance all by myself. And the thing is, you should really be able to dance. I know one of my favorite things to do, and my husband too, is go to a wedding, and if they have dancing, it's our favorite thing. And we like totally laugh at ourselves because we're not the smoothest dancers. We don't have all these fancy moves. We haven't done a bunch of lessons, but that doesn't matter. We have these bodies that are designed to move. And if you can release your inhibitions about dancing to fun music, find a time when, if you want to do this on your own, I would highly suggest it. It will raise your spirits, because sometimes you just laugh at yourself. But when you put on music that fills you with joy and fills you with the desire to get up and dance, your mood can change after one song. And I kind of have a favorite playlist. I'll just even sometimes go onto YouTube YouTube seems to be one of my favorites, obviously, because there's so much on there. And I'll just maybe go to a song from the 80s and put on a song that makes me feel good, makes me dance, and I'll just dance. And I'll maybe just do 2 or 3 songs. And in the middle of the day, it will totally lift my spirits. So if you think that sounds silly, or maybe you just think, oh yeah, that sounds great, I'll do that, or yeah, that sounds really awesome, I'm going to do that, but then you never actually do, I want to challenge you to put on some music and get up and move your body. You will be surprised, or maybe you won't. Maybe you just have forgotten that you are a physical being who loves music. We love music. Find something that rocks you. I mean, I truly love that one. Eat sustainable, healthy food. Now, we all know we feel better when we eat light. And one of the ways that I've found that I can raise my vibration in the way I feel is not only to eat light, but to do intermittent fasting and even eat something like a later lunch and skip dinner altogether, because then I just feel light. I feel light, and I feel like my energy is able to raise because I'm not loaded down with not only a heavy meal, but a late heavy meal. And I think our body begs for that. I think our energy centers beg for that. We want to be full of mental clarity and lightness and positivity and good vibrational energy. And we need to take that little bit of discipline that it takes to eat a light meal and maybe even skip a meal here or there. You know, I know some of my best moments of clarity and joy and happiness come when I'm eating really, really clean and really small amounts. It's really the way we're designed, is to take breaks. You know, in this modern world, most of us have access to unlimited amounts of food, and not just unlimited amounts of food, but unlimited amounts of bad food. And I think we find ourselves numbing out to junk food, fast food, because it's comforting. And even overeating is a way of numbing out and trying to self-soothe ourselves. So if we recognize that and we take the steps to say, okay, this is what I'm doing. And whenever I do this, especially if I'm going to skip a meal, I always prepare my husband, like, hey, I'm not going to be eating dinner. Just because then he's, you know, because we come together at the end of the day and we share a meal. So if he knows that I'm going to be skipping a meal, then he can wrap his head around that and prepare. So, you know, be aware of the people in your life. And I've actually been able to sit down with people and sip on a cup of tea, and other people are eating and nobody really cares. So I think you just have to swap your mindset and realize the benefits that you're giving to your body and your energy field when you do that. So that one is awesome. Here's an interesting one. Learn how to say no. I think we overload our schedules. We feel there's an obligation that we have, and we don't know how to say no. And this is something that I've actually had to really practice over my life, because I'm a person I'm a pleaser, I'm a perfectionist, and it's hard to say no, especially to the people that you love. But I think what happens is we fill up our plate with all of these things, and then we have resentment, and that can bring our energy levels down. So when you can kindly, with love and with no attachment to someone else getting upset, if you say no to something, your energy levels will raise when you start to realize that your life is important, and what you need to make your life in high vibration is sometimes saying no, and it will make a huge difference in the way you walk through life and the way that you are able to raise your energy levels. So practice saying no on a more regular basis. You know, that one can be a little challenging. Okay, so these next few, do an act of kindness. You know, that says it all. That will immediately make you feel better. I mean, think about when you're driving through a coffee drive-through and the car in front of you pays for your coffee or tea. Think about how that makes you feel. And then the person in front of you, they get a pop of good energy too, because they've just done something kind for a stranger. So perform an act of kindness. If you feel down, you feel depressed, you feel like you just need something to get you in a better mood, perform an act of kindness. In fact, I have a very good friend of mine. She's been a friend of mine for 25 years. Hello, Sunny, if you're watching. But one of the things that she's done over the years is she volunteers. She goes to a soup kitchen. She goes to a shelter. And she literally gets herself not just performing acts of kindness, but she puts herself in a place where she sees, here are the blessings that I have. And she's been doing this for years, and I admire her so much for that because she takes the time to do that. And she is one of the most sweet, special friends in my life. So again, Sunny, shout out to you. I adore you. You are a great example. Okay, so breathe deeply. Sometimes this can raise your vibration. So these are easy, quick things you can do. Take a minute, push yourself away from your computer, put your phone over here because we always have our phones next to us. Simply close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and feel your energies rise. I love that. Now, the last one I have on here is to cultivate high vibrational relationships. So cultivate those relationships that are important to you. In fact, yesterday, Saturday, I met with a very dear friend of mine. We've been friends for 15 years. I taught an exercise class at the gym for 20 years, and he joined my class about 15 years, the last 15 years of me teaching. And the last 10 years, we got into a habit that once a month after class, we would go to our favorite little cafe and we would have breakfast after my class every Saturday. So during the last 2 years, even during the whole pandemic and all of this, we managed to meet each other at this favorite breakfast place every month during the last 2 years. And he is one of those people that I can literally say, here's what's going on in my life. He listens, he looks me in the eye, and we have this connection because his soul is so special and he vibrates at the level that I just have to be in his presence and I feel better. And we give that to each other. So what I would say is cultivate these relationships that you know put you in that higher vibrational state. It's extremely important because we know we become like the people we spend the most time with. So really strategically cultivate those relationships. So personally, I would love to know if, first of all, did any of these things resonate with you? Second of all, what are you already doing that's on my list? Tell me in the comments below. Are you doing all of them already? That would be amazing. Do you love rocks as much as I do? I mean, come on, right? I know I'm not alone in this because I know people who love rocks as much as I do. And then, let me know if there's something that I didn't put on this list that you have found to be super helpful, that has really changed the game and has allowed you to raise your vibration and push it out to the world so that you can affect the greater collective. I think that's why we're all here. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to live without regrets and to do what we can. I think sometimes it's easy to feel helpless and hopeless and disconnect from the TV, disconnect from the media, because that will immediately take your vibrational energy down. And I've been preaching that for how long? Every time I get on a video, I'm like, okay, turn off your TV, stop watching the mainstream media. And when you are able to raise your vibration, and every single person that does that, when we do that, it affects not just the people in your circle, your family that's in your house, but anytime you go somewhere, if you are going with this high vibrational energy, everyone around you feels that. And you will be able to push that out and affect not just your house, the grocery store you go into, the coffee shop you go into, but your city, your state. You would be surprised at how fast and how wide good vibrational energy pushes out. And can you imagine if everyone really started focusing on raising their vibration, what the world would look like? It would look very different. So I would challenge you to be one of those people that stays as much as you can in a constant state of high vibrational energy. So I hope you have an amazingly beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.